friends, my name is Azure Wolf, and I thought that we could just take a few gentle minutes to help out our wrists and our ankles and any fatigue that we may have in the legs. This is going to be a very soft practice, and if you have a blanket somewhere nearby, grab it. If you don't, that's fine too. We will start on our seats, as I am right now, and if you have tension in the hips, please just sit on top of this blanket or whatever you got, or sitting in a chair, any way to prop yourself up. And we'll start with our wrists. So just making a fist with the wrist, the thumb on top, and just light rolling out here. These few moments that we take to do things like this are invaluable to our overall body. So let's take our hands and just spread out our fingers and spread, spread, spread. Let's do it 4 more times. You're going to feel heat going on in there. We're going to interlace the fingers and just roll it out. And let this time of slowing down also be a space for you to soften any busyness that's going on outside of where you are. Let's circle up the wrists. Having that space of just a little bit of ease for you and your body. Switch directions. And then we'll shake that out. We're going to come onto our hands and knees and taking that same blanket, if you have the blanket, and setting half of our palm on the blanket and the fingers off the blanket. So we're going to move through some cat-cows here. All that is inhale, dropping the belly, looking forward, toes are curled under. Exhale, tops of the feet on the ground. Exhale, round the spine, look down. We're going to go through that several times. Curl the toes under, drop the belly, look forward, and then through your cat posture, tops of the feet on the ground, round the back. Let's do that 4 more times. Maybe I am losing count, but that's okay. Let's do it 3 more times. This is great for spinal articulation. If our spine is feeling, or we're feeling stagnant, it can help out our spine through some motions here. 1 more time. Maybe we did a few extra, that's okay. And then come to center. We're going to take our right leg back, left arm forward. If we have low back pain, this is a great way to floss the spine. And then we'll switch that up. Right arm forward, left leg back. If we're losing our balance, we can just set our toes on the ground, no problem. And let's move back and forth with that. Just nice at our own pace and really stretching in opposite directions to really aid that spine. Let's do 2 more times each side. And then we'll come to neutral. The toes are curled under. Let's see how far we can set back. If you've got some tension going on in the knees, you can also put this blanket under the knees. So as we're stepping back, if this is too intense, we can come a little bit forward. If we're fine here, we can sit right on up. Give those toes a stretch if they've been squozen in feet. They're walking all over the place, right? So we're going to take our hands again as we're here. If you need to release the toes at any time, go ahead and even sit on a block if it's too intense to be on the shins. So we'll take our fingers and we're just going to roll them out here like we're playing the piano. This is really building up the heat here in the forearms. And then we're going to take the fingers backwards and land the palms either on the blanket, the mat, or wherever you are. Maybe you're even like at a desk doing this, no problem. And then we will switch, take the tops of the hands. And if we have the space for it, removing the blanket, but if not, this is a great way to have the earth rise to meet the hands. And then we'll take the fingers out. You can have them on the blanket or not, and just circle this out. So circling around, getting some movement in the wrist, stretching out the forearms, stretching out all the good things here, the fingers, switching directions. And then we'll come to center, shake that out. We're going to come into downward facing dog. So grabbing at the mat here, curl the toes under, hips to the sky, bend the knees. So this is going to be for our calves and our ankles. We're going to straighten the left leg as much as feels comfortable while the right knee is really bent. So we're trying to get a nice calf stretch that goes all the way down into here. And then we're going to lift and lower that. So lift that heel up and down, up and down. And now thinking about coming up and then pressing into the mat with your hands. See if we get a little more length, and up and back. So we're in our down dog, lengthening the spine and those glutes and the ankle, the toes. One more time. And then we're going to switch. So settle into the right leg straightening. And since it's a video, you can always put me on pause if it's too much to be upside down like this for too long. Now we'll lift and lower the right heel. And each time we do, maybe we gain a little more length in the body. You know, reaching those arms, really reaching, pressing into the mat. It's going to help with those carrying the weight of anything in your arms all the time. You know, we're reaching instead of compressing down. And then we're going to come to neutral, walk it out. And then we'll come to our knees. And we're going to take puppy pose. So reaching the hands ahead of us. You can always just do this at a wall, reaching the arms up and letting the chest melt. You can also put a block under the chest, no problem. You can use books, blankets, pillows. And we'll come back here. We're going to take this blanket and come onto a seat again, so our hips are a little bit lifted. And all we're going to do is roll out our ankles. So I want you to hold your leg and just roll out the ankles. You may hear some crackety crackities. I got some crackety crackities. And then we're going to set the heel down and just pull the toes back and then bend them forward. There's another exercise we can do with this, but for now, we'll just use our hands. So a little gentler than doing it on the mat. And then we'll shake that out, come to the other side, holding the leg, and we're just going to make circles here. Back nice and tall. So all these alternate moves we're doing are helping the rest of the body too. So you're kind of getting an all-in-one and you didn't even know it. So we're going to set that down, stretch the toes back and forward. We'll come into cobbler's pose. So just feet together and knees out. So letting the bottoms of the feet open up. Tension all over from all the work we do and sitting and all that. So from here, we're going to rub our feet, and that's why we're in this posture. You can do this at a chair, on a bed, wherever you are. And starting to rub the bottom of the feet, maybe you're at the arch, and try to find some hot spots. So the feet are connected to so many parts of the body, the organs and whatnot. So giving them a little love is really nice. We'll finish up on this side by putting our fingers in between each of the toes if we can. Maybe we get all of them, and we're going to roll that out. So just a couple times here, a little motion, creating space for the feet. Set that down. We'll move on to the left foot and rubbing it out. Nothing fancy. We're just rubbing here, getting into the toes. Yeah, really getting in there. Finding some hot spots, if there is any, getting some pressure onto that spot. And then we'll take our fingers in between the toes and roll that out, letting the feet breathe. Don't worry, just stay with me. We've got just a couple minutes left. Letting that go, shaking it out. We're just going to come to our back now, and keeping the blanket. When you've been working a long day or on your feet a lot, this is a great way to restore and replenish the blood, really healing for the body. So this is legs up the wall, and you can do this at a wall. You can take your hands under here if it helps to have the legs stay up there without effort. You can put the blanket under your hips. You can put a yoga block if you need any support while you're doing this, because this is a posture we'd like to stay in for a few minutes here. So maybe you need a little support here, no problem. You can also do this with your legs leaning at a wall if having them straight up is too tense for the back. So if you have any takeaway from this one video, do this posture, unless we have any heart conditions going on, do this posture every night or any time during the day. If you've been running, if you've been working, if you've been moving around a bunch, this is a great way to come back to center with the body. So let's take just a few more breaths here. And we'll interlace the fingers again and stretch those hands away. And reach them overhead if that feels comfortable to us. Really reaching and letting the arms go. And taking a couple more breaths. Then we'll hug our knees to our chest, roll to our right side, and sit up. I hope that you enjoyed some of that. I love teaching the gentle space of yoga. There's all types of yoga on my page or a lot of other pages, but gifting yourself this soft time is so invaluable to your mind, body, and spirit. Thank you for watching and playing along. Namaste today and every single day.